Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're returning. Today we have a collaboration with Emily at Farm Charm Chic and Amber at AmberXo DIYs, and we've all decided to make some projects inspired by a trip to the farmer's market. I truly hope you all enjoy this. Don't forget to check out Amber and Emily's videos. Their links will be in my description box. Make sure you go on over and subscribe to their channels. Let them know that Missy sent you. I guarantee that you all will not be disappointed. These ladies are amazing. I love them so much. I hope you enjoy what you see here on my channel today. If you do, I'd love for you to subscribe and become part of the family. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on my videos, y'all. That just helps YouTube notice me a little bit more. So without further ado, let's get into the DIYs. Okay, y'all, DIY number 1. So to do this one, you're going to need one of the 8x10 canvases from the Dollar Tree. And I just take the canvas part off. I use my X-Acto knife there and I just take it all off. I'm not worried about the staples because that's the back side and those are mainly going to be covered up anyway. I did kind of break it right there, but not a problem. We just used some wood glue and some hot glue and glue it right back together. And it goes right back together. It's not a big deal at all. These are just, you know how these Dollar Tree canvases are. They're not made of much, so we just get all that canvas off. Now we are going to take some of the jumbo popsicle sticks from Walmart. We're going to cut them down. I cut all that I need down, and then we are just going to place them on here kind of like a shiplap look. First, I guess I need to get them all cut down. Okay, now I use wood glue and hot glue on this also. And we just go all the way down, get them all glued on. I didn't realize that I showed you all each and every one of them. But I guess I did it so that you could see. You could see there's some space in between them, and I'm not worried about that at all. Because like I said, this I want to have like a shiplap look. And we all know that the shiplap is never perfect. Well, unless you're Chip and Joanna Gaines. So that's what I'm talking about. You can see the little gaps in between there. But again, I'm not worried about it. I love it. I actually think that when it all gets done, it really adds a lot of character. Now, I know this is a farmer's market inspired DIYs. But to me, this is something you may find at a farmer's market. Like at some farmer's markets that I've been to, they have little booths set up where you can buy crafts or buy things that, you know, some of the vendors have made. So that's what this is to me. Something that I would find at a farmer's market to buy. And y'all, I would totally buy this. So now that we've got it all put together, I'm going to take our Antique Wax by Waverly and a baby wipe. And we are going to wax this whole thing up. All but the back. I don't worry about the back. I do the inside of the frame, and the outside of the frame, all the sides. We just put a good layer on there. And now we are going to, of course, distress. It wouldn't be a Hey Y'all project if we didn't distress. So we're taking our weight. I'm not sure which paint. I said weight. Which brand of paint that is, but it is a chalk paint. And I'm just going all around the frame on the insides. We're going to distress this up with my old chippy brush that I just can't seem to throw away and get a new one, because this is one of my favorite chippy brushes. Okay, now we're going to take this windmill from the Dollar Tree and we are going to paint the inside rungs of that and down there towards the bottom. If you get it on your blades, don't worry about it, because all of that's going to be covered up in just a few minutes when we get to that. But I want to paint all around the outside there. And now I'm painting on the inside. Now we're going to take this Buffalo Check. Y'all know me in Buffalo Check. Scrapbook paper from the Hobby Lobby and some Mod Podge. We're going to put the Mod Podge down, put our paper down, and then we're going to cut it as close as possible to the blades. If you don't get it perfect, don't worry about it, because we are definitely going to use our little sanding trick that we use. And then we're going to do this to each and every one, but I wanted to kind of show you two of them before I went on and went on to the next face. I'm sorry about that, y'all. You see me on my phone. Actually, I wasn't on my phone. I think I was changing the song on my Spotify. So there we do our little sanding trick where we get as close to the edge. We cut as close to the edge as we could, and then we use our finger sander to get in there and get a really crisp, smooth finish. Now, you can see there, I've done it to each and every one of the blades. Same exact thing. We're going to Mod Podge over these. Just because it's scrapbook paper, and I want to make sure that it's pretty durable. So, Mod Podge over all the blades. Now, we are trying to fit it to our sign. And I just glue it. I thought about using a Tumbling Towers block, but that just didn't work. So, I just glue it from the back, and then I glue that top blade down also. And then after I get it glued, I go in and reinforce with some more glue around the edges there on the bottom rung. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well. I'm sorry. It's probably just better if y'all watch. But now we're taking these stickers that I got from the dollar store, Dollar General. They are I think it's called handwritten stickers. And we're going to spell out the word home. Y'all, with these nails, I about never got these stickers off of the backing. I love my nails, but then again, sometimes they get in my way. I'm starting to get a little more used to them, but anyway. I put the H and the E down first. That way I can kind of get a feel for where the other letters need to go and kind of get them as even as I can. And actually, that M there is a W. I apparently didn't have an M. I had already used it, so I just flipped a W over. And you don't have to use stickers or vinyl or anything like that. You could even use a chalk pen or a furniture marker and go ahead and write this on. Y'all know how I feel about my handwriting, though, but we're going to see it here in a little while. Then we just Mod Podge over it. Again, because those are stickers, I don't want them to come off, so that's the Mod Podge. Then we take 4 Tumbling Tower blocks and we go across the bottom of the sign on the back, and this is just going to help it to stand up a little bit better. And I try to stand it up. That's still not enough, so then we take 2 more Tumbling Tower blocks and we just hot glue those on in like a vertical thing, and then that's perfect. Then we take some of this ticking ribbon from the Dollar Tree, do a little dovetailing on it, stick it on there, and that's it, y'all. So simple, but I absolutely love this. This is one of my favorite projects. DIY number 2. Now we're going to make a little farmer's market stand. I don't know exactly what you want to call it, but we're going to take 4 of these wood pallets from the Dollar Tree, 2 of these regular size crates from the Dollar Tree with the little holes between the slats, and then 1 of the bigger crates from the Dollar Tree. We are also going to use some regular size popsicle sticks. So first I start by taking all of the stickers off, and we are going to now use some E6000 and some hot glue. We're just going to glue them all together, one on top of the other, horizontally like that, or is this, maybe this is vertically, I guess. I'm not sure. I guess it depends on how you're looking at it. And then we're going to take a popsicle stick and stick it right there in the middle where the 2 join together. That's just giving it a little extra stability. Okay, and we just do that to all 4 pieces. There's what they look like when they're all 4 glued together. Again, we're putting our last popsicle stick on the joints there between the 2 where they come together. Now we're going to take some steel color in Waverly chalk paint, and I mix some water with it to make kind of like a stain, and it's actually a little bit too light, so I take some pewter gray from Apple Barrel and we put some of that in there too. I wanted it to be like a wash and like a stain, but this right here was just a little too light. So by adding that pewter gray, we were able to get that color that it still looked like a stain, but it was dark enough to cover a little bit more than what it did before I added the pewter gray. So we're going to stain this whole thing, and then we're going to get in between the edges, or in between the slats there of the palettes with a little paintbrush. And we do that all the way. You know, we don't do the back though. I'm not worried about the back at all. If you want to do the back, if that bothers you, go right ahead, do the back. But for me, it was not a big deal at all. And then while we let that dry, we're going to take our crates. We're going to take our sticker off. Use the same exact colors. I add a little bit more of that pewter gray and some water because I was running out. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to paint this on with the paintbrush, inside, outside, bottom, top, every piece of these crates. And the reason we do the bottom is because you can see them a little bit on the project. So I wanted that cohesive finished look. We do this for all 3 crates. Now we're going to, of course, distress. We take our white chalk paint, our crazy looking brush there. Y'all know that's my favorite. And we go ahead and we distress not only the palette pieces, but then we also distress all 3 of the crates. No type of technique here, y'all. I just take my little brush, my chippy brush. This is my favorite one. It's worn out. It's been used so many times, but it's my favorite. It always gives the effect that I want. So I go ahead and get all 3 of the crates done. Now we're just marking where we're going to put our crates on here. And then we use E6000, can't talk today, y'all. E6000 and some hot glue. And we're just going to adhere these crates on there. And I've not had any trouble. The combination of the E6000 and the hot glue has really done good. So we're doing one crate, and then we do another crate underneath, and then the bigger crate on the bottom. Now we're taking this little sign I found at the Dollar Tree, of course, painting it with our black chalkboard paint that you can get either at the Dollar Tree, or they also have this at Dollar General. And it's $1. And this is my favorite paint, y'all. It has such good coverage. Now I'm taking a gray chalk marker, and we're just going all around the edges of the sign. And here we go. I hate my handwriting, but on this right here, I decided instead of getting the Cricut out or using stickers, we're just going to go ahead and write it all out. So, y'all, I've said and said and said many times before that I cannot stand my handwriting. I actually flunked 2nd grade, or almost flunked 2nd grade, because of my handwriting skills. So, but we just write on here, local farmers market. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, but it could be better. I just go over it a couple times just to make sure that it's bold and stands out. And then I take these little chalkboard stakes from the Dollar Tree and glue on the first 2 crates. On the bottom, I did stencil on Farm to Market. Don't know what happened to that footage. I'm so sorry. And then we take our local farmers market sign and glue it on top. And y'all, that's it. I just added some florals, some carrots, some eggs. I love how this turned out, though. I think it is so cute. And it reminds me of like a farmer's market stand. Okay, y'all, don't forget, today is in collaboration with Emily at Farm Charm Chic and Amber at AmberXo DIYs. Y'all, these ladies are amazing, and I am as excited as y'all are to see what projects they came up with. Make sure that you visit their channels. Tell them Missy sent you. Show them some love, y'all. Subscribe to their channels. We are all pretty new YouTubers, so we could use all the support we could get. These ladies are amazing. They're so sweet. I think the world of both of them. Make sure that y'all go by and check them out. Y'all, their videos will be linked in the description box. Okay, y'all, DIY number 3, which is super, super simple. I found this little, I'm not sure exactly what it was. It looked like a planter's box from the Dollar Tree, of course. And this is one of the slats from the pack that come in the Dollar Tree. I'm using one of those. Also, we're going to go through and do a good coat of plaster Waverly chalk paint on each piece. I do both sides of the slat and the inside even of the planter box there. Excuse me, y'all. So once we get those both painted with the plaster paint, we're just going to take hot glue and glue that slat right on the back of there. Now, it gives a really stable hold, so I wasn't worried about it at all. If you guys want to use some other kind of glue, that's fine, but for me, the hot glue worked. I'm sorry. Allergies. So then we're going to take our black chalkboard paint and our messy chippy brush, and we're going to distress the box. And we do around the top of the slat there. Now I have printed a decal that says Market. We're going to stick that right on there. Sorry about the different camera angle, y'all, but I've moved rooms and moved the way that I was with what I was filming with. So we take one of those smaller terracotta pots from the Dollar Tree and then an even smaller one, and I kind of stack them in there, and then I'm putting some greenery around it. Now this that I'm pulling off right here is grass that I got from the Hobby Lobby, and it's a big old square, but if you pull these pieces off, they'll come off. So I went ahead and pulled those off and filled it up with that. Y'all, I'm not explaining this one very well. I apologize, but it's probably better for y'all to look at it anyway. And this is what it turns out like. Just super simple, nothing major, but I think it turned out cute. DIY number 4. Another really easy DIY here. So I'm using this piece that came off a picture frame of some kind from the Dollar Tree. And I bought this cookbook at Goodwill. And this cookbook had handwritten, well, they were handwritten and then copied, but handwritten recipes. And I thought to myself, that would be so cute for DIYs. So when I hadn't got this, it was like 98 cents, y'all. And I found this recipe in there. It's called Recipe for a Home. And it is so cute what it says. I'm going to use that and this Hobby Lobby gingham greenish looking scrapbook paper. And we're going to take the scrapbook paper and we're just going to cut out the size we need for the back of that picture frame. I have this just laying in my stash, the picture frame backing, and I thought, what am I going to do with this? And then I found this, and I love this. This is one of the simplest, but one of my favorites in this video. So I'm just going to Mod Podge that gingham scrapbook paper on there. We're going to cut as close as we can, and then of course later we do go in with our finger sander and do our little sanding trick. We're going to Mod Podge over the top of this. Again, just because it's paper, you know, and I just want to make sure it's going to hold. Now I take my recipe and I cut it out, but then I start to rip around the edges. I want this to look like an old, torn, ragged recipe that someone's grandmother maybe made for them. So I just go around and I tear around the edges, and then I'm going to take my lighter and I'm going to singe. Oh, sorry. First I crumble it up. We want to make it look wrinkly. Then we take the lighter and we go around the edges and kind of burn them a little bit. Again, we're just trying for that vintage distressed look. I even put a few little burn places in the front of the recipe. Just hold the lighter up there and get it to burn a little bit. It doesn't actually burn. I think it just singes it. Now I'm just figuring out the placement here, and we're going to go ahead and put more Mod Podge. This thing should go nowhere, as much Mod Podge is on this little picture frame. And we're going to stick that on there. Mod Podge again over this. I just love how this turned out, and it was so simple and so cute. Now we're going to let that dry. Now once it dries, we're going to take some of the black chalkboard paint, and we're going to go all around the edges of this picture frame insert. I guess that's what I'm going to call it. The wood part, let's just say that. Now we're going to go back in and distress, of course, around the edges of the scrapbook paper. We're going to take some twine and make a really simple little bow, just a shoestring bow, nothing major, totally easy. Then we're going to take some white, string, I guess, make another little bow, and some of this white lace ribbon from the Dollar Tree and make another bow. And what we're going to do is we are just going to stack these bows on top of each other just to give it like a layered look. I start with the lace, then I glue on the twine, and then I glue on the thread. I don't know what you call that. And then I put that right on the edge of this. And then we're going to take some longer greenery pieces that I cut off of a pick from the Dollar Tree. We're just going to glue those along the side. I just thought this looked cute, and it felt like it was missing something, even with the bow on there. So we're just going to glue all along the side. We take one of these clover flower greenery pieces also, and I believe that's what those other greenery pieces came off of, was the clover pick. And we're just going to glue those. Then we're going to take some baby's breath and glue it to the bottom, just to kind of have something else in there. Take some of this jute rope, jute twine, wrap it around a couple times on the bottom, glue it in place, and that's it, y'all. Isn't that cute? DIY number 5. So I got this little basket at the Goodwill, and it was 78 cents. They kept marking it down, probably because it was disgusting and it was very dirty. And believe it or not, this is after it was cleaned. But not to worry, the paint covers it all up, and it looks super, super cute when it's done. So I'm taking the Waverly chalk paint in Pool, because we're trying to get a little bit of color in our lives here, or at least I am, because y'all know I'm a very neutral person. So we take this Pool and we go ahead and we do 2 good coats all over the basket. Somewhere I lost the footage of me distressing and doing the handle a white color. I'm not sure where that went, but y'all can see pretty much there what I did. Now we're going to take our decal. We have one that says Farm Fresh Eggs. We're going to put that on there, and I just again cut that off my Cricut and put that on there. And then we've got a little chicken that says 25 cents. We're going to put that on there also. Then we're going to take that same piece of grass, I guess it is, that I got from the Hobby Lobby. We cut off a piece to fit in there. Then I just fluff it all up, get it stuck in there. I don't even glue it down, y'all, because it fits it perfectly. Take these eggs that I got from the Dollar Tree, no, not Dollar Tree, I apologize. Those are from Walmart, but they were only like $2.98 for a bigger sized container of these eggs, so it was a really good deal, especially because they're speckled. Then we're going to take some Walmart ribbon in polka dot and some stripes. We're just going to cut out 3 strips. This is the easiest way I could kind of find to make a bow today. So that's what we're getting. And all we're going to do is we're going to alternate these strips, stack them on top of each other, tie them up with some jute rope. And then we're going to dovetail the ends and just spread it all out. And it actually turned out really cute. So simple, so cute. Okay, and it makes a DIY number 6 in our final DIY. This is more like
piece,
a makeover, maybe.
This is what it turned out, y'all.
I guess a DIY. It just depends on how you look at it.
But
this reminds me of something I would
flowers
find
and
at the
garden
farmer's
buckets
market from the Dollar Tree. We're going to take our Waverly chalk paint and plaster, do 2 really good coats all around this, and we even go on the inside about halfway down, just so it all has a cohesive look when we put our flowers in there. Excuse me. That way, if you see inside the bucket, it all kind of looks, the same. But this is a really cute bucket on its own, but I just love how it turned out. I wanted to go for like that enamel look. You all know that is one of my favorite looks. So we're just going to go through. I go ahead and paint the handles and everything, but we are going to paint those with some black here in a minute. But I just wanted everything to be kind of the same color when we went in with the black. So now we're going to take the black chalkboard paint. We're going to go all around the edge. Do not worry about being perfect here because the enamel look is never perfect. Enamel has chips and scratches, and that's what makes it look so good to me. We do the same thing to the handles and the bottom little rim there. And then we go through and just put some marks to make it look like it's been all chipped up. And we add some greenery, and y'all, that's it. We do put a little decal on front that says Farm Fresh Flower Market, but I think it turned out so cute. So y'all, hope you enjoyed today's video. Like I said, these are just things that are inspired by the farmer's market to me. Things that I may see at the farmer's market for sale, or, you know, just being displayed. I had such a fun time collaborating with Emily and Amber on this. Y'all, do not forget, go visit their channels. I promise y'all are not going to be disappointed. And don't forget to like and comment on my video. If you haven't already, I would so appreciate it if y'all would subscribe. Don't forget, y'all come back now. You hear?